I have partnered up with Alois to make a brand new Mordekaiser guide, and I would say it is the best Mordekaiser guide out there right now. I have given out every single piece of information that I could think of. Absolutely anything that I use, I gave out in this guide. Explaining mid to late game stages, itemization, runes, combos, absolutely anything and everything I could think of. Even video matchups. And some of these video matchups go on to be 20 minutes or longer, just for that one particular matchup. Currently, there are not all top lane champions in video format, but over time I will add more and more of them. This is also where the tips and tricks section of the matchup spreadsheet went, in case you were all wondering. As part of the agreement, I had to move it to this guide exclusively. Every other guide I have is still completely untouched, and the rest of the spreadsheet on top of the mobafire guide is still also the same on the Mordekaiser side. If you want to check it out, you can use the link in the description. With all that being said, please enjoy this video.
Until minions spawn.
Due to the level 1 kill, Urgot will actually gain level 2 on the first minion wave, so I have to keep that in mind. He might look for an E flash, and if he does that, I die. Unless I actually flash his flash. And then I can turn it around if I hit level 2 in the middle of the fight. The matchup basically boils down to dodging his E. If he hits E, you get one shot, especially because he also has Ignite. If he misses E, he will usually lose. This isn't always the case, but most of the time that is how it's going to go. If you want to, you can actually rush Warden's Mail into Urgot. And this is because each W attack will be reduced by the Warden's Mail. You can also rush Bramble Vest for the same reason, to deal more reflected damage. Or you can rush Plated Steel Caps and go into your Stride Breaker. His one item spike is extremely dangerous, so you have to keep that in mind. And his level 9 power spike is also pretty good. You can also cancel his E in the middle of the charge animation, but he can also time it to go through your E, either escaping or killing you because of it. If you want to team fight against him, try not to get hit by his ultimate. After Stride Breaker, you can go Sterax Gauge, and then he won't be able to burst you as hard, because the Sterax shield pops when you get below 30% health, and Urgot's execute kicks in at 25%. So when the shield pops, you have some extra time to fight him. Depending on what setup the Fiora takes, this matchup is way easier or way harder to deal with. Fiora can go for something like press the attack ignite, and then she'll play super aggressively and have a lot of damage, or she can play maybe something more defensive like with Grasp of the Undying, maybe even taking teleport and not ignite, or going Conqueror TP or Conqueror ignite. The most aggressive by far is PTA ignite. That one in particular has the highest damage out of all of them. You have to constantly play around her vitals, as well as making sure you always consider the fact that you can parry your E or ultimate in the middle of the fight if you aren't careful. You can try to be unpredictable with your E pools, or even with the way you use your ultimate. Most Fioras expect Darius to ult at 5 stacks basically every time, but maybe you catch her by surprise by ulting at 3 stacks or 4 stacks. And try not to have a predictable pattern when using your E. You can even try to emote before you use your E, and that might make her think you actually used your pool. In the hyper late game, you can still 1v1 her, but it is going to be extremely difficult. If she hits all vitals when she has her ultimate on you, you basically die. Unless you can get to 5 stacks and ulti her. But the goal isn't to get there. You want to try to beat her out in the mid game. And even in the early game, you can fight her out pretty well. You can rush Bramble Vest into this lane if you struggle. Executioners can work as well to cut her healing, but it is more offensive. You can also just skip the Bramble Vest and maybe go into plated steel caps first, and then go into Stridebreaker. What I like to do into Fiora is get Stridebreaker and then Spear of Shojin afterwards. And this is because your ultimate damage will be absolutely disgusting once you get that Shojin. No Fiora will ever expect to die from your ultimate when she's still at 70% health. But Shojin allows you to do that. Personally, I build it a lot more than I should, but again, I just adore the item because it gives you that spell haste and the ability damage amp, which feels insane, especially for your ultimate if you combine it with Axiom Arcanist. If you want to teamfight versus her, always push out the side lane. Never leave a turret open or she's going to take it fully. Clear first, then go to fights.
Has been slain. You have slain an enemy.
In this situation, I can just look to perma-freeze against her, and she won't really be able to walk up the farm. She's too far behind now, but I really want to fight. It is kind of boring to just sit back and just farm up. I would deny her the gold, but I can also try to kill her. So right here, when I use this Q, it will break the freeze. I didn't actually have to engage with her, and I could have just tagged her with a W and walked away. And I think if I actually didn't get hit by her parry slow, I would be able to chase down and kill her. But overall, the safest play would have just been to keep up the freeze. Right now, I am an absolute powerhouse. I have some pretty decent MR because of the Negatron Cloak, while also having Sterax now to help with anti-burst. The Stridebreaker active is pretty good at allowing me to catch up to people, and then Spear of Shojin will make my ultimate deal comical levels of damage. I am a total raid boss at this point. Fun fact, when I used my ultimate to deal that 1000 true damage onto Aphelios, I had literally 0 stacks on him. This matchup isn't actually that difficult, and I'd say it's overall pretty Darius-sided. This Camille in particular took Flash Ignite, so she actually has more kill pressure early on. Level 1, if you aren't careful, she can actually beat you. So if you can unironically try to respect her level 1 if she starts Q and has something like the setup with Flash Ignite. The main thing here is not to let yourself get short-traded. Try to extend every single fight whenever you can. You can also pull her out of her hookshot, so try to do that as well. However, if your timing is off, she won't get pulled and instead will only periodically get pulled towards you, and then she's gonna get dragged by the hookshot anyway to the wall, and that way she's gonna get to safety. You can also sit right next to her, and that will allow you to body block her E, and then she might not be able to hookshot away at all. Or she's just gonna stun you and then you're gonna pull her afterwards because she won't leave the range. She can use her ultimate to dodge out your Q, so keep that in mind. And speaking of her ultimate, she has insane gank setup with it. On top of that, she can roam very easily. So if you look to freeze, the Camille might roam, and that may give her a kill on mid lane or maybe an advantage by taking a fight in the jungle. If she ever hookshots into you, she's dead 100% of the time, unless she's super omega fed. And in team fights, if she tries to single out someone, you can just pull her and get a reset off of her. And once you get that Stridebreaker slow, it's so insanely easy to catch up to her, because you will just use the slow plus the movement speed it gives you to make sure that you don't need to start off with your pull or to tag a W first. And that way you're gonna have your W to slow her down later in the fight, as well as having your pull for when she hookshots. If I played this better, I could have actually 2v1'd it. I misplayed it quite hard.
The trick is to be clever and quick. Is the only will soon fall. You have slain. Ally has been slain.
Thank you guys for joining me in this video. I hope you found the information useful, and I will see you in the next video, hopefully very soon.
Night is falling on the old world. You won't live to see the new one.